members, it's very heartening and encouraging to see everybody who's come out here tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out to this event. And first off, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Liz, for putting up with me, as Brother Bob McCowrath pointed out, and several other people. During the course of events, when you're working as an officer of ILW Canada or an officer of any of the other unions here, or the federations, or the CLC, we're away from home for lots of time. Many times there's two activists in the same family, which creates people with schedules traveling different places, and you don't get necessarily spend a lot of time together. So we are spending a lot of time together now. And one of the reasons that it was easy doing these different things is sometimes Liz could accompany me on some of these events, other times she couldn't. But it was always a pleasure to get home. And that was a big part of it. So none of us in the labor movement, we the late night phone calls, the late night meetings, the walk on the floor at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're in negotiations and the employer's suing you, and all this other stuff, or the government's coming down on your back. To have somebody there who's going to support you and help you out, and sometimes I tell you you're being a bit too dramatic, and they just settle down and relax. It's very helpful, and it's part of what makes this all worthwhile. One of the greatest things that ever happened in my life was meeting Liz and having our daughter Vivian, and Vivian had also put up with a lot of that during the years growing up, with me being on the road or moving vacations around or time off. But I think everybody got a pretty good life out of it, and I'm very, very proud of my family and my son-in-law Aaron here also. And I want to thank also a special thank to one of the brothers who made this job very easy for me, somebody who helped me out. Brother Gordy Westran needs to be acknowledged. Gordy's my immediate predecessor as President of ILW Canada. And then his wife Doris, here with him. I thought that Gordy was supposed to be over in Africa at this period of time in Kenya, so I was kind of wondering whether he'd be here or not, or he went there just to avoid being here after the building got rebuilt. But he's telling me, no, it's next year. But I got a text message from a fellow named Barry Andrews, who many of you in the room may know. He's a linesman in the Port of Vancouver, was in my Lions gang. He's stuck he said he couldn't be here tonight. He's stuck in Nairobi, Kenya. It seems the people there last week, before they took over the shopping mall, they burnt the airport down first, so that they knew that people would panic and try to leave the country. And so he was over there, so he's got a good excuse for not being here. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of original. But, some people go to a lot of great lengths not to come to a dinner, but I don't think they're going quite that far. But I thank Finn Donnelly. Finn's my MP out in the Coquitlam, Lardville, Port Coquitlam. They keep changing the riding around, but we're still on race out of Monday Street, so he's still thanks for coming out, Finn. And my brother Ken Giorgetti, always a great friend to the ILW, a great friend of Don Garcia's, Gordy Westran before me, and always a great friend to our affiliates. And during the course of the 16 years, we run across many difficulties in negotiations. Difficulties when when the Liberal government was in there, actually no different than the Harper government. They may have held different fundraisers and stuff, but they had all the basic same ideas and the same alignment with the employers. The first thing the Conservatives did when they got appointed, they appointed a guy named Peter Annis to, which was an appropriate name, to tour the country, taking submissions on how bad things were on the waterfront and why the waterfront needed fixing, how our negotiations needed to be changed, and all these horrific, I call them urban myths. And Brother Giorgetti, without missing a beat, once we had a discussion about what was going on, assigned a fellow named Sylvain Chatang to track that commission across the country, taking notes. ILW Canada was there at every term with our affiliates, Great Surgery, or Retail Wholesale, BC, with other different affiliates in different places. But at meetings that we couldn't be at for some particular reason, maybe because of negotiations, Roberto Giorgetti made sure that Sylvain tracked that commission across Canada. In the end, the commission came up with a study. It was about 90 pages or something. His main complaint was he didn't get paid enough to have enough staff. So, he did right in that adversely affected ILW Canada, or the rest of the labor movement. He wasn't paid enough. That was all right. But on the security file that was talked about earlier tonight, the same thing. We would not have been successful on that file if it hadn't been for the help of the CLC and assigning one of their staff. I think it was Bill Shador that got assigned to that, and helped us track that thing down and chase it through many different government departments and governments. And the Tories mainly, just like I said, took over where the Liberals left off and tried to impose their will on the ILW. And like many employers out there know, I'm glad to see there's none of them here tonight, that kind of a badge of honor, they called me Tommy Diablo, so that's okay with me. But they tried to impose their will on us, and many employers said nobody's ever succeeded in knocking off the ILW, and there's no reason to believe that this latest group that's down at BCBA is going to be successful either.
Hear, hear.
And I think that's true all around. And the labor movement in general, we got Chrissy Clark over in Victoria, we still got Stephen Harper in Ottawa. We hear what's going on in Australia. It didn't start yesterday, it's not going to end tomorrow. That's why it's called a struggle. And every day we got to get up, and one of the greatest things most of my life was becoming a member of the ILW, being sworn into office. And I want to thank all the officers that I've worked with over the years, both in ILW and in the different unions. The international officers, it was great work with yourself, Bob, Willie, Ray, and the other presidents of the ILW, Jimmy Herman, Brian McWilliams. It's a constant struggle, it's a constant battle. People have different ideas. But the one thing that holds us all together is the belief in solidarity across unions, and that we support each other. And at the end of the day, I always believe that we're going to come out on top because we are the labor movement. So thank you very much.
Yay!